All right, so we're going to talk about the Dakota Access Pipeline. And in doing so, I'm going to try to not curse. Because it seems like whenever I talk about this or read about it or anything like that, I start cursing.
I mean, I could understand your frustration.
It's about contamination, and it's going through, ancient burial grounds that, like I said, the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, they're not with this, and other tribes as well too. They're protesting. So a lot of people have come to North Dakota, and they're protesting. Thousands and thousands of people. So just a few days ago, the private security released dogs on the protesters, maced them in the face. I think at least I believe it was at least six people have been bitten by the dogs. One was a pregnant lady. I believe one was a child. Countless, I don't even know how many others were sprayed in their face with the mace. I mean, this is a really stupid situation right here, and I can't stand it. So what's happening now is that the tribe has gone to court to stop this construction. So recently, the judge that's presiding over this case is a U.S. District Judge James E. Boasberg. So he issued a temporary stay, pretty much, and I it said that it's really looked at as a positive for both sides. I don't know how it's a positive because I don't even really see it as a positive for our side that does not want construction of this pipeline, because if it's just a stay, it seems
All it
like
means is this is a delay.
exactly. That's what it seems like to me. And what needs to happen is that this pipeline needs to go away. They need to scrap these plans. We as a country has made it a practice to step over and step on Native Americans since the inception of America.
So wait.
Actually, before the inception of America.
Yeah, exactly,
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, before the inception.
Before the inception of America.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that we haven't come as far as we thought we did?
Justice for all. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like the plight of these people.
So what you're saying is
they're unconcerned about it.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is being put on hold for Native Americans yet again.
It's a false narrative. And see, federal law actually protects these lands for Native Americans. Federal law. Federal law.
Federal law, Will?
Federal law, man.
Federal law.
Federal law protects these lands. Naive, right?
Yeah, man. You making it sound like that matters. You making it sound like that matters, man. I know. You're trying to be optimistic, but you're making it sound like that matters.
But see, this is where I'm going with
because
this.
you know what trumps federal law, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
Money,
power, status, influence. But this is where I'm going, right? So clearly, this is a case of a tyrannical government, right? Clearly, this is a case of a tyrannical government that is that is more interested in money than people, right? So what I want to know is, where are all the people that believe in the rule of law and that are constitutionalists? Like, where are your Ted Cruz's?
Where are you the Clive and Bundy supporters?
Yeah, where are they at? Like, because this is a tyrannical government.
Where is where are the loudmouths?
Where are your guns?
Where are the loudmouths like Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly? What about the right wing blowhards?
We should be like
Michael Savage. I don't hear them talking about
I mean, we should be like taking over the government now, right? Like, I mean, storming the gates or something, right? Because it clearly is a tyrannical government.
Honestly, I think this would be grounds to do that.
It's in the Constitution, right? Isn't that why the Second Amendment is there? But nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about this, though. Seems like nobody cares. But one person cares. Our president of the United States, he talked about this recently. Let's play that clip.
What can you do to ensure the protection of the ancestral land, the supply of clean water, and also environmental justice is upheld?
Yeah. Well, it's a great question. As many of you know, the way that Native Americans were treated was tragic. And one of the priorities that I've had as president is restoring an honest and generous and respectful relationship with Native American tribes. And so we have made an unprecedented investment in meeting regularly with the tribes, helping them design ideas and plans for economic development, for education, for health that is culturally appropriate for them. And this issue of ancestral lands and helping them preserve their way of life is something that we have worked very hard on. Now, some of these issues are caught up with laws and treaties, and so I can't give you details on this particular case. I'd have to go back to my staff and find out how are we doing on this one.
He might as well said nothing. He might as well not have said a damn thing. He might as well have said next question. I don't want to answer that. Next question.
Man, after a minute through, he lost me a minute through.
Yeah.
Minute and a half.
Yeah.
I gave him almost 2 minutes, and I knew he wasn't gonna answer the question after 2 minutes.
He talks about what they've done. It's been unprecedented the way
they've restored the rights of the Native Americans.
Right.
Well, how about
he said, but on this particular issue, I have to contact my staff and see how we're doing on this one.
Oh, you mean like the fact that the tribe has filed a lawsuit?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't know that.
Yeah, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. For real? You don't know that? You don't know that their lands are protected by the federal law? You don't know that? You don't know that this pipeline.
You mean to tell me that this is the constitutional scholar president?
Wasn't he a law professor?
Constitutional law professor. That's been his kind of. He's worn that as a moniker. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna tell me he doesn't know?
He dodged the question, man. He dodged it. That's all he did. He didn't want to answer, and he dodged it. It was weak. It was weak. No other way of saying it. But at least he's been asked the question. At least there's a somewhat of a response or something.
Oh, are you getting at something?
Somebody else hasn't said a damn word about it.
Who are you talking about?
The self-described progressive, Hillary Clinton herself.
Oh, that wasn't
Miss Progressive. That
wasn't gonna be my first guess. Psych.
So Hillary Clinton hasn't said anything. Hasn't said anything about this. At least I have not heard one word from her staff or from her. I haven't heard anything. Nothing. This is a pretty big issue. And you remember the Keystone Pipeline, right? You remember that? You remember that Keystone Pipeline XL? You remember that? How it was looked at how she was pushed to the left and she finally came out in opposition towards it because of Bernie Sanders, because he was against it. And before she had pretty much approved it. She was pretty much in approval of it. But then came campaign season and she was like, "Oh no. I'm not.
Wait.
For
so
it."
wait a second. Campaign season. And like, what does she need a lot of during campaign season?
Votes.
And money.
Yeah, money.
She needs money, right?
Yeah.
She needs donations.
Yeah.
So that super PAC gotta keep on raking in stuff. And I mean, I think her super PAC has received a lot of money from the fossil fuel industry. A lot of money.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Am I sure?
Are you sure?
I think I'm sure. I think I'm pretty sure.
But see,
It's like at least $7 million. At least.
this is what I'm saying. Now that Keystone Pipeline XL, right? That was coming from Canada, right? Mm-hmm. But that was carrying some dirty tar sands. I mean, it was carrying crude oil, right? Mm-hmm. So why would you be against that, but then have a deafening silence on the Dakota Access Pipeline? And just to even put a little bit of in there, so Susan Sarandon, she tweeted about this, right? And let's put that tweet up. And she said, "This is on your website, Hillary Clinton. Your silence on the Dakota Access Pipeline is deafening. This is an emergency." And so she put, you see it. She put the link or a screen grab of Hillary Clinton's words or her platform or whatever from her website in highlighted words. Protect tribal assets and resources. Further down, and Hillary will continue to stand for tribal sovereignty and in support of tribal resources and sacred sites. Where you at? Where are you at? How come she hasn't said anything? Because she's always the first to say something. Whenever some kind of tragedy happens or something like that, she wants to get out there, have a press conference, or call into the CNN or MSNBC, make sure that she has a statement out there for them to push, right?
But imagine if she does come out and say something.
Where you at?
But imagine if she comes out and says something. I think that would make her look like a hypocrite. Oh, well, I mean, she is a hypocrite, but I'm just saying, like...
But, she came out against the Keystone Pipeline. It would just be following that same track, right? Because she's the progressive. She's just being consistent at this point. But she's not.
So you're saying, well, just why not continue that same strategy
Why not?
now?
Exactly. Why not? This
Maybe,
is about tribal lands, and you said this was important to your campaign.
Well, maybe that particular... response hasn't been written for her yet. I'm just saying.
That's one way to frame it. I mean, that's one way to say it. Now, somebody that has talked about this, though, is the Green Party presidential candidate, Jill Stein, and her running mate, Baraka. They have talked about this. They have visited the lands. They have protested with the protesters, right? And so what actually happened just a few days ago is that they actually spray painted the equipment. They spray painted the equipment in a protest. And so Baraka, he spray painted decolonization on the bulldozer. And then Stein, she painted, "I approve this message." So after that, there had been this talk about, are they going to get charged? So, in fact, they are being charged. And the Morton County Police, they announced on Tuesday on Facebook that they were charging Baraka and Stein with criminal trespass and mischief. And so, look, when I first saw this, because there's video of her, there's video of her spray painting the bulldozer. When I first saw this, I was like, oh man, Jill, man, you're running a presidential campaign. I'm like, man, you don't want to do that. But then I had a second thought, and my second thought was, you know what? Jill is a protester, man.
She's
an activist.
Not only that,
she's real, man.
If you want to like weigh what act is worse,
yeah,
spray painting some equipment,
yeah,
is not worth all of that.
No.
And
what's that in comparison to poison
and water and pretty much destroying someone's sovereignty.
Right. Destroying lands, destroying burial grounds.
You see what's a priority here?
Exactly.
We got to get them because they spray painted some equipment. But yet we do not call into question all these politicians that take money from lobbyists.
And take. And destroy our liberties, destroy our freedoms. This is supposed to be the most free place in the world, right? Yet our Native Americans, right? Our indigenous people, right? Oh, we don't care nothing about it. We don't care nothing about it.
And the corporations seem to have a bigger voice than them.
This is outrageous. It's outrageous. And I'm behind Jill Stein on this issue, man. Like I said, my first response was like, why would you do that? But if you got to get arrested to call attention to something, then go ahead and get arrested. You know what I'm saying? Because the corporate media outlets, they damn sure ain't talking about it. So if you have to get arrested, if you have to do something dramatic like spray paint a bulldozer to get people talking, well, damn it, spray paint a bulldozer.
You mean doing something dramatic? That's not just putting some words on a website like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. And just leave them on the website.
And
don't back them up with any kind of actions or any other future words when something is actually taking place.
So now we have a a presidential candidate in Jill Stein that kind of has a platform and physically activates that platform. That's different, man.
That's much different.
That's different.
Like I said, she's an activist. She's a protester.
Um,
And she will back it up with her actions.
And the funny thing is, that's what kind of Barack Obama was painted to be, an activist. You know what I'm saying? A community organizer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, he was an activist.
But I'm not seeing him actually getting out on the ground like that.
I see him actively evading
Questions, yeah.
That's what I see him actively doing. I see Hillary Clinton actively being a ghost and not saying a damn word about this situation. This is, like Susan Sarandon said, this is an emergency. Now, we said earlier that there's like a halt on the construction or a portion of the construction right now. It needs to be done. We cannot allow this pipeline to be completed, because this pipeline, think about it, is oil worth destroying a whole people's primary source of clean water? Is that worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it to destroy their tribal lands and their burial grounds? Is that worth it? Is it worth it, man? To further, like you were talking about, right? We're battling climate change, right? You want to continue this horrible strategy of fossil fuels?
You know, we have
building new pipelines when we should be transitioning.
We have one of our followers that's she always has this question. So it's basically 4 words. It says, "If not now, when?" She always says that. If not now, when? And so, you know, why can't we take moments like these to take a step back and look at how we need to transition? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, because like I said, if not now, when? When is the time to transition? Like,
when is the fight going to be so extreme that we can't be like, oh, we can't back down now? I mean, like, we're already there. We have to understand that we are already there, and there's so many different battlefronts that we are already there, and we have to take up a position that we are going to fight now, not later.
Because we
can't do that later.
We have to cut it off before it gets to the point of no return.
Exactly, man.
You don't want to just have everything to go to shit and then change.
This pipeline cannot be constructed. Plain and simple.